the 6TP Stillness and Wellness Club. This morning we are going to start with relaxation, and we're going to do some ocean sounds, pretending we are right relaxing at the edge of the water. So here we go. Good morning. Go ahead and close your eyes. Take a breath in and let it go. Good. You don't need to do anything right now. Just breathe and let the sound of the water do the rest. Feel your body start to settle. With every breath out, you get a little heavier, a little more at ease. I'm going to count down from 10 to 1. With each number, just let yourself go a little deeper. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. Picture yourself at the edge of the ocean. The water is warm. The air is still. And this place is yours. Every wave that comes in brings calm. Every wave that goes out takes something with it. Tension, noise, whatever you've been carrying. You're safe here, completely supported. Just rest. Okay, I'm going to bring you back now. Nice and easy. Counting up from 1 to 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a breath, open your eyes when you're ready, and welcome back. Good morning, and welcome back from the ocean. I hope that was nice and relaxing and got you centered and got your stillness moving and relaxing. And I just wanted to say good morning to everyone, and wanted to do something that we've done before. Let me stop sharing here a second. Okay. Anyway, okay, so I wanted to have us do the moving towards a sport passionate path. So we're going to try and do the Galloway method. So we're going to do the run, walk, walk. Run, walk, run method. So I'm going to just set a timer for 3 minutes, and we're gonna do that. Is everyone ready?
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. Okay. So we are going to do for 3 minutes.
Strava, activate.
There you go. Yeah.
Alexa, activate in Dr. Pina's house.
Yeah, if you have Strava or a tracking app, you can turn that on. I'm not going to be using that today. We're going old school. So I'm just going to hold up my timer that I have, and we're going to set it for 3 minutes. The first minute we're going to do some faster movement. And if you're in the Katana Islands, you can run the Katana Islands or wherever you want to go. Okay. We're going to start in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Run. Okay. We're going to do this for 1 minute. And we're going to transition to walking, then go back to running. Fifteen seconds left of running. Okay, now walk. Fifteen more seconds of walking. Okay, get ready to run again. We're going to run for the last minute. Okay, run. Forty-five more seconds of running. Thirty seconds of running left. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Okay. All right, let's take take a minute or two and then just walk it out. I see Dr. Pina went all the way outside.
Yeah, I got out.
There you go. There you go. Awesome.
Got excited.
It would take me too long with the elevator and everything to do all that. When I'm not hosting another time, I'll do that. All right, so let's keep on getting your heart rate down. So just keep on walking if you can for like another minute. So this is the sport passionate path. You can sit back down. Get some water if you have it, please. If you haven't had any yet today, I should have started with that. So that's always the first thing you should do before we start each session is get some water, take a drink, got to stay hydrated. How was that, Victor? How were the islands today?
Islands were good. I could hear the waves crashing on the banks, you know.
Okay.
It looks like Dr. Pina's filming the next episode of Runaway.
Yeah. There's the Running Man. Yeah.
The days where I feel like I got jokes on Dr. Pina. I'm gonna stop right here.
There you go.
Huh? I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm listening. Just enjoy the morning because it's now. You can see the sun coming out. The sun is coming out before at 5. You see more people now out, and you can probably find more runners or walkers. So, all right. Whew.
Awesome. You are you back now? Just about?
No, I went to the like 2 or 3 minutes
A loop.
out of the house.
Okay,
Coming back now.
good.
It would take me 10 minutes most likely.
Okay. Terrific. Okay, so that's this part of the sport passionate path. So let me share my screen again. And you guys see that now? So I wanted to talk about the different tiers that we have in the group. There is in the school link that you can find on the website. There's the $99 a month, the standard. So that's the foundation, and that is build daily discipline with a 6TP pill and supportive community. Regular live sessions, join a global community, regular challenges to build lasting habits and accountability for growth, develop lifelong habits that create success, access to the 6TP resource video library community, build strength, peace, power, and wealth. Take your 6TP pill daily, anytime, anywhere. The next level is the premium. That's $199 a month. That's the Ascent. Accelerate your growth with coaching, accountability, AI tools, monthly goal setting, accountability sessions. AI tools boost productivity and creativity, growth strategies for life, business, and leadership. Monthly group coaching to accelerate your growth, leadership training to build confidence and influence. And the next tier is VIP, $999 a month. Alchemy, That's the VIP level. Transform your life with mastermind coaching, personalized strategies, bi-weekly one-on-one coaching with Dr. Pina and his clinical team, personalized 90-day growth and success blueprint, VIP hot seat coaching, private Q&A sessions, scale your business, career, and personal life, monthly accountability reviews, and action planning. So let me get back to. So far the 6 different paths that we have. There's the scaling dream, the stillness path, so that we did with the ocean sounds, and we also did number 4, the sport passionate path. There's the scaling dreamer, creator path, authorship path, and thinker path. So we wanted to check in with people, see how they're coming with their creator paths. So anyone want to volunteer how their creator path is coming along?
Sure, I'll go. Um, I
Thank
just
thank you.
feel I just feel like I'm at a state in my life now because creation is not something that I just dream about anymore now, even though you know, we have a path, a scalar dreamer. We also have a creator path, which is to put, those dreams into action. I mean, yesterday, for instance, right, I was having, a yuck moment with my cousin. We were just laughing, yuck, ha 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 ha. We were laughing about different experiences. And lately, um, I've been talking about like, man, this dude seems to be like the person that these things only happen to him, right? We were laughing about a time that he went to a job interview, when he was here in his early days, right? And we were just talking about how ignorance can lead you down, these crazy paths, right? And he was saying that as he's filling out an application, this other Dominican guy comes, sweeping the floor like he's very miserable. And he's like, "Oh, be careful if you work here." It was an Asian company. He was like, "These people will make a circle around you and beat you with a bamboo stick." And he said that he got up and he just like left the place, right? He didn't even finish filling out the application. And of course that he used the stereotype against him, right, to make him, think that that was going to happen to him too. And we were just talking about like stories like that. And I've gotten to the point, right, where I tell him, "Oh, this is story number 77 out of 908 of stories of things that only happen to you, my God." And then all of a sudden, as I was saying that, I said, "Wait a second, you've written the book already." You've already written a book. Like, we can make a book about all the unique things that have happened to you, and we can make it into a satire and a comedy about people who immigrate from like the Dominican Republic and things that only happen to them, like and and I was just like, man, this is all I do now, right? I just kind of hear things and it's like, how do I monetize that? Or how do I convert that into something that's functional for someone else? So sorry to rant, but I had to tell the story because it applied directly here.
So is that more the authorship path and the creator path, or it's a little of both
I think it's a combination of the three,
of
man.
everything? Yeah. No, that's good. But I think Victor, you've been taking what you've been learning and figuring out how you can, you know, help other people with it. So it's not just impacting you, it's impacting other people now, which is powerful. Um, Anyone else on the authorship path to talk about that's Victor's soon to be book of stories from Victor and his friends. But anyone else with an authorship update? How about you, Greg?
Sure. I was going to share that I've been experimenting with the cover. I will share it another time, but it's been fun seeing, visualizing a front cover of what your book is going to look like, and being able to see it and believe it and continue to write on it. So just playing around with the front cover of visualizing what would you like it to say, what would you like it to do. It's just powerful. It's a great reminder for me every day. Start my day and end my day with looking at that cover and saying, what did I contribute today? So thank you.
Thanks, Gregory. How about you, Rosara? Anything to share this morning?
Well, I have so much to share that anywhere I look, I'm seeing a reason, like Victor says,
Mhm.
here goes a story. There's so many topics, things that happens every day, things that we can learn, that we can teach others, that anywhere I look, I see something from the 6TP. My daughter says to me, I keep my friends keep asking me to fix their eyelashes. And by the way, I don't like that eyelashes story, the big eyelashes. She says they keep asking me and they keep doing it and I keep doing it. So I says there, uh-huh. So I told you not to because you could get yourself in trouble for doing it. And if something comes out that, uh, any adverse effects. And then she said, will you support me if I try to get a business in that? I say, of course. There you go, your creator path. You can create a business, you can make a business, you can take a course, you could get a training and get some certification, and you could put a business in putting eyelashes instead of just doing it for thank you. Can you do it again? So I'm learning so much personal, professionally, and that I want to share with the world. The creator path comes to every one of us naturally, and we can share those ideas with others. Thank you for asking me, Lawrence.
That's terrific. That's great. So now she's going to maybe wind up having a business doing this instead of just doing this, because people want her to and she's good at it. So now maybe this is going to turn into a way for her to make money doing this and also learn how to do it safely. So, you know, people don't get an eye infection or, whatever. So people stay safe when they're doing this. So that's
Yeah,
great.
but Lawrence, I first put her through this Kaylin Dreamers part that says you have a dream. You got to put a deadline. You can't just come and tell me you want to do it. Tell me some steps. Tell me when you're going to do this. Put a date in it so we can make that dream become reality. We need a deadline. We need a date. Look at the calendar and tell me when you're going to do what and what you're going to do. So
So
I'm
what are the
learning a
next
lot.
steps? Is she gonna do it? Are you gonna have her do a business plan and all that sort of stuff? Or maybe not that formal yet.
Anything that takes us to bring our dream to reality.
That's great. I love that.
I think what we've all successfully done is, right, it's so easy to live in fear and in paranoia, right? We all have fears that this is going to happen and that's going to happen, right? And sometimes those things just drive our everyday being. But what we're doing here is we're actually letting our dreams be the thing that's driving everything that we do, right? We're not living in fear, we're living in dream. And, we're just using the brain to basically create things that are functional and useful and not things that are not true and that aren't the real reality. And it's funny when you start doing things like that, right? It almost feels, and I know that this is what I believe, right? But it feels like as you start walking forward, good things start to happen, right? You start to see doors opening, you start seeing the world differently, right? You start seeing, oh, I could fix that problem. Oh, remember when we started doing Money Mondays with Andy, he started us by telling us, what's a problem that you can solve, right? And that resonates with me still because you look around and there's so many problems that a lot of us can solve with the different skills and talents that we have. And I think for me, the funny moment was this morning. Yesterday, we're talking about things like how do you overcome struggles, and then this morning, prayer was all about how we got to discern between whether God puts trouble on you or whether or not there's trouble in the world and he gives you solutions and answers, right? And I just find that what I'm doing is just all coming together like a nice spider web that's just being woven perfectly.
Amazing. Dr. Pena, since you're back now, is this a good time to continue with the scaling book?
Yes, this is the best time. Let's do it.
Perfect.
An amazing one. Let me just put it right now. We go and share.
Yep. Let me stop sharing so you get it.
And it's gonna be on. And let's go to Dr. Hardy, Benjamin Hardy. And there you have it. I think we left it right there. You start from the top.
Okay. Here we go. This is from Scaling by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. I was nearly 5 years into my PhD program and had already completed all my coursework and exams. All that remained between me and being Dr. Benjamin Hardy was completing my dissertation. And as you may know, there aren't deadlines for these. In April 2019, during a marriage therapy session, Lauren expressed her concern that my PhD wasn't going to get complete. Then if I didn't make it a priority, it might never get done. She could see that I was making no progress on it, and that I was busy running a training program and being a dad of 5 kids. He's gonna die. I gotta go plug in. She could also see that it was weighing on me. During that therapy session, we agreed that if I didn't drive back up to Clemson and make that my full focus, it might never get done. I'm thankful to a wife who is willing to not only tell it to me straight, but also to say, look, go up there and finish this, even if it takes you 2 months. We'll be here when you get back. Though it was hard to leave my wife and kids, I drove the 8 or so hours from Orlando up to Clemson and stayed at the guest room of some friends. 3 weeks later, my dissertation was complete and I was scheduled to defend it. I absolutely say that had I not gone and just laser focused on it, then I probably wouldn't have completed it. When it comes to big projects and deep work, if you're split focused and have a zero deadline for completion, you're stagnating, losing years, probably decades. So that was just like Rosar was saying, you have to have a deadline. Yet with an aggressive deadline and a singular focus, you can move mountains. You can do in weeks what might have taken years, decades, or in all honesty, might never get done at all. According to Parkinson's law, work expands to fill the available time. From this principle, if you give yourself a month to do something, it'll take a month. If you give yourself a day, it'll take a day. How does this work? The brain naturally saves resources by procrastinating. People procrastinate until the reality sets in, they have to get something done. Even if you don't feel ready, a deadline forces you to become ready. Though deadlines can be self-imposed, they are far more effective when externally imposed, such as Lauren's ultimatum. Though deadlines aren't anything new, the obvious question is, why don't people use them more aggressively? The beauty of a deadline, and particularly one that seems impossible, such as Richard's 1-year goal, is that they force you to strip out the steps of the goal that aren't necessary. The same principle holds true with meetings. If you give yourself half the time to have a meeting or less, you're forced to identify and isolate only the most crucial items and remove the fluff. If you give yourself too much time to do something, it's almost certain you're optimizing things that shouldn't exist. You're not focusing on the most crucial elements towards the goal. Elon Musk is a master of simplifying complexity and removing what he calls false requirements. Over the years, he's developed what he calls the 5-step algorithm, which he uses to strip out unnecessary steps and simplify a system so it can scale. His 5 steps are: question requirements. Most requirements are dumb, he says. Remove parts or process steps. The most common mistake of a smart engineer is to optimize a thing that should not exist. 3, simplify and optimize the system. 4, accelerate the time to learning cycles. 5, automate. Musk's first step is to question requirements. Most of the requirements we assume for our goals are just that, assumptions. More often than not, what we think is required is false. This is where both impossible goals and impossible deadlines can be beneficial tools. They force you to question your assumptions and requirements. It's no secret that when someone has a gun pointed at their head, almost everything falls to insignificance. The same is true with extreme deadlines, especially when there is external accountability tied to them. Quickly, you're able to cut most of the fat and false requirements from your thinking. You're able to simplify and strip out what doesn't matter, optimize your focus, and accelerate your progress on what has the most direct effect. Take, for example, Xavier Martin, a young attorney in Minnesota. He passed the bar exam in 2019 and opened his law firm that year.
If you leave it there in Xavier.
Okay.
Okay, let's make the note. Let me make the mark here. Okay.
Okay. So we'll have to hear about Xavier next time. So I don't know. I guess I'm going to use an example that I've heard before about Elon Musk, and that is Elon Musk wanted to move a whole it was a whole like server farm, I guess. And he wanted to do this right around Christmas time. So have other people heard this story before?
Yeah, we were reading this the second time through, but he told that in this book. He told that story in this book.
Okay. So basically people were telling him, you can't do this. And Elon Musk like walked up with a bunch of clippers and just clipped things, and they wound up getting it done in a whole weekend because people had told him it was going to take months and months and months to get done. So as the
Yeah,
the
Laurence.
5 different parts of the example to do that, and he's like, well, no, I'm just here. Here's what I'm doing. Actually, it was related. Can you hear me?
Breaking. Yeah, you're breaking now. Now, yeah.
Now better. Okay. So this related to the servers for I think this is for Twitter that he decided to do this. So hopefully I'm back and more stable now. Anyone else have thoughts they want to share about scaling? And
I think this book gave me something that that's why it's important just to read it. I am on my 8th reading now, so I every night before I finish everything, before my wife wanted me to watch a World War II movie from the German. I don't know what she's looking, if it's a who part of the strategy she's going on is from the west or the east or German, or what the fuck it is going on. But before I go to watch anything she wants, I read the book like line by line, step by step, paragraph by paragraph. And what I found here is interesting because it's the deadline. If it's self-imposed, it's okay. But if it's eternally imposed, someone will make you accountable. Someone will raise the floor for you, you know, and that makes it more important. And he's stressing that, and the requirements that exist that you think because now the deadlines it's self-imposed will disappear, and you filter everything that is now working. It seems to me that it's kind of very interesting. Sometimes what I do is just put it outside, people to know, people to send me a message. Oh my God, what is this, Dr. Pino? What's going on? What's happening? Because now, I made the other people to impose their time and to check me out and to make me accountable in terms of what you're doing. And everybody will follow you. Everybody will see, oh, wow, you're gonna do the global? Oh, but you did the New York City. Oh, okay, I believe you. Oh, you ran the Berlin? Oh, well, this is for real, you know? So that the deadline self-imposed go into big self-imposed by other people are checking you out, or other people are checking the deadline and are checking exactly if that is going to happen. So interesting. It's like him, it's like I'm gonna do my dissertation, blah 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 blah, talking. Even it has to be presented by her in couple therapy, in marriage therapy. Well, you have to go and do it. You just go, and then, okay, I'm gonna do it in a month, and then he went in 3 months, and then he would do it in 3 weeks. Just filter everything he needed to do, and imagine to do a dissertation, complete dissertation in 3 weeks. Of course, you meet with your guy, and your guy is telling you need blah 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 blah. At the end of the day, this is what you need to complete, and then you go and do it in less than 3 months, which is kind of interesting. But the idea is the deadline have to be externally imposed. And that's what we do. When you come to the 60P club, when you come to the team, there is this requirement, your 1-year contract. And this deadline that now we know is externally to you. Because it's for you, you stay, don't know nothing. And he says something important about procrastination. Procrastination happened because, well, the law of Parkinson's, it's work spans to fill the available time. From this principle, if you give yourself a month to do something, it will take a month. If you give yourself a date, it will take a day. It's like, I don't know if I told you, like this guy, Chinese guy, the PhD in psychoanalysis and culture in Boston, that when we were going to vacation, he already have his 5 papers done of the year, and we were like trying to complete one right now and then waiting for the vacations to do it. And what will happen is like a day before the deadline, we just send the papers, and he already said, no, I'm going to China, I got nothing, everything is done. Parkinson law. Instead of doing like a week or 2 or 3 weeks, he's just did it in his time off during the semester. So Parkinson law well used, we can take advantage. And it's about timing. It's about the timing requirement, and also self-imposed from eternally. Lawrence.
Thank you. So I wanted to go back to the continue talking about scaling. This book is how many? You said is this the 8th time you said you're reading it?
This
Dr.
time
Pena?
for me, yeah. I have read it. I have listened it. I doing it with my son, doing it here twice. I go through the book in different moments, but I'm just going slowly. This is for me my 8th time reading it.
Oh. I know in the group, this is the 2nd time we've been going through it.
This is the 2nd time.
Yeah.
For the first time, because we have never repeated a book.
That's true. That's true. We've read many books in the past, all different sorts, everything from Tiny Habits to Atomic Habits to many different Think and Grow Rich. And this is one that we found so valuable that we're reading again. Anyone else with some comments beside myself and Dr. Pina?
Well, there's so much I could say. As Dr. Pina said, he read it 8 times. Anytime you read a book, you read it first for entertainment, and then you read it the second and the third time for information. And each time you're going to get some information. Well, with this book, I discovered that the original intentions was for leadership, but actually the principles could be applied to all areas of life, and it's applicable to so many situations. I applied about the raising the floor to reading and establishing your identity. If you really want to be a reader, you can't just read sometime. You have to establish your identity, raise the floor, and read every day for at least 15 or 20 minutes. And now I made some notes as you were reading about what it says, simplify your system. So if you simplify your system, it's better instead of saying, I'm going to clean my room today to indicate the entire room. You simplified. You said, you know what? I'm going to take care of the clothes part today. So I think this book is so exciting. Dr. Pina read it 8 times. I understand why, because each time you read it with different principles, with different ideas, and that you could apply to any and every situation. And that's my take on it,
Thanks,
Lawrence.
Mr. Appreciate your take. That's great. And that's the thing, as we go through this, different people have different things they find, and how there's nuggets that come out, and we just keep discovering new things, new improvements, new tweaks, new ways to look at stuff. So it's a very powerful book.
He also hits using the Richard Remold. I'm trying to learn the names. I'm trying to learn the author, the books that he's citing, quoting. The concepts of psychology, because he's a psychologist himself. It's easier for me to get and put things in perspective. And the use of the cross is so important to us. 4/4 we changed from the 5 a.m. to the 60p pill in itself. It's an amazing concept, and we've been almost 2 years trying to put that together. And with him, we completely changed. And then there is a page on the book where he says that, and then what is the crux of the scaling system? Scaling, what is that? What is the crucial moment? The key in English, in Spanish, the key, the most important obstacle, and we found. And we found that the most important part, he said in a book, that the raising the floor is the crux of the scaling system. So raising the floors, because raising the floor is about your character, your maturity. It's about honesty and transparency. That's the most important part of the scaling system. And he called the crux. The crux is the thing. It's the key things. It's the climbing part. If you don't master that, you're going down. You're going down, or you cannot go up. You cannot go to the top of the mountain. So the raising the floor is the crux of the scaling system, and I made that as a note, as a quote that I know I'm going to use somehow in some moment specifically. And I found that kind of interesting. And then there is a second part of I've been reading the book also with my son, so part of one of the reading. And I say, I'm looking for who says about, there's something that he says about the strategy. And yesterday, I think I found that I made the notes about how strategy, it's something that the other people don't know that you're doing. And he says, strategy is a surprise. Because everybody's saying, okay, so he's gonna be okay. I don't know what he's doing, and all of a sudden, boom, he comes with something different. In the strategy, nobody knows your strategy. So strategy, he said, it's strategy. It's something surprising. It's something that you do that surprise people. How this guy win? What happened? Is the shoe? Is the food? It's the attitude? Is the psychology? What's going on behind? What he's doing? We didn't know what happened. It seems to me, look, it's very interesting according to Dr. Hardy.
Thank you. Yeah, it's an amazing book. I wanted to finish up today with, we'll continue the stillness again. So we're going to actually, well, this is actually the Sport Passionate Path. So we're going to go back to the cold shower simulator as a nice way to calm down and finish the day, or get ready to start the day. Finish the session, but get ready to start the day. All right, can I share? Can I get the sharing back?
You can do it any moment you want.
Okay, great. Here we go. Okay. So we are back at the cold shower simulator. So this is going to simulate taking a cold shower. So the way we do it is I'm going to guide you through it, and there's going to be prompts that are on the screen. So this is going to be taking a warm shower, turning it cold, and then breathing. Well, I'm going to talk you through the breathing for 15 seconds. Next week, we're going to go up to 30 seconds. So now that we've done this a couple times, we're going to go longer next time. So here we go. Taking the hot shower now. We're getting ready to turn it cold. Getting ready to turn it cold. Okay. And turning cold in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shower's now cold. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. And we're done. We did a quick cold shower simulator. Let's do it one more time. And again, here we go. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Getting ready to turn cold in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Turn it cold now. Inhale, 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 exhale, 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 exhale. Inhale, deep breath in. Exhale, and we're done. So that is our cold shower simulator. So that is working towards training you to be able to get ready to do a cold plunge. So we are going to eventually work up to that. But we're going to practice with just doing this. So, and if you want to do this for real, if this is something you're interested in doing, just check with your doctor first, just to make sure that this is something that's okay for you to do health-wise, because it does put a stress on your whole system. And the same thing if people, when they want to do cold plunging, if they've never done it before, you want to get checked out and make sure that that's okay for you to do. You don't want to start just by hopping into an ice bath without doing any training. You have to first get checked out and make sure that this is going to be safe for you. Especially if you're somebody that has hypertension or any issues like that, you have to please, it's very important to get checked by your doctor before you just start on doing this, because it does impact your system a lot. I think that's a great place to end for today. And I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Thank you so much. Have a great
beautiful,
day.
blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Have a great day,
Okay.
everyone.